What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, coming at you with a bit of an impromptu video, some breaking news coming out of Kansas City yesterday, and that, of course, is the opt-out from Damien Williams for the 2020 season. And with that, naturally, we have to go ahead and look at an updated fantasy outlook for one Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What should his new projections be? What should his updated ADP be? And how confident should you be in him? We will discuss all that and more. Before we get into it, however, a quick reminder to go ahead and check out the all-new and updated website at alldaypigskin.com for some exclusive content, articles, and also all these videos. While you're there, also get yourself a copy of the 2020 ADP Fantasy Football Draft Guide. It's got everything you could want at a great value. All the details in the description. It's got projections, it's got player bios, tiers, guys to target, guys to avoid, along with general fantasy football advice. And if you guys enjoy, hit that like button and subscribe. But for now, let's get right into it. So it's been about a day since the Damien Williams news broke, where he informed the Kansas City Chiefs that he would be opting out of the 2020 season over concerns with COVID-19. And understandably so, that sent shockwaves throughout the fantasy football community. Now, we also wanted to let some time pass so that we could more accurately go ahead and readjust the projections for Clyde Edwards-Helaire so that you guys could have a better expectation of how to really view him. And look, it's not like Damien Williams was projected to be a top 10 fantasy running back or anything like that by any means, but he was the main competition for the highly touted aforementioned Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and that is a big deal because as of right now, the door has probably been left wide open, and even more so, probably blown off its hinges in terms of opportunities for CH in 2020. And we'll go ahead and admit we've got no problem that up until yesterday, we were one of the main places telling you to pump the brakes on CH and pretty much every other rookie running back. But with news like this coming out, we absolutely must reevaluate the 2020 fantasy outlook for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And we'll still go on record to say that if the Damien Williams news hadn't come out, well, the value, the ADP where CH was going before this, which was the end of the second round, depending on your league settings, was way too high. He was extremely overvalued because he still had a proven veteran running back presence in front of him. There was no preseason, and it would probably be until the half point of this 2020 football year until he really took over. And we were probably looking more so at a David Montgomery type of rookie season, whereas now we're probably talking Josh Jacobs type of potential. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, Clyde Edwards-Helaire's value has caught up to his ADP and most likely even catapulted him into first round fantasy football territory as far as drafts are concerned. And look, just for reference, let's go ahead and look at what our projections were for CH prior to all of this, because we had him going for 850 rushing yards with 7 rushing touchdowns and 30 receptions for 200 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns, which had him finishing as our 22nd and 23rd overall running back in standard and PPR scoring formats, respectively. However, at this point in time, with our adjusted expectations, we now have CH projected for 1,050 rushing yards with 9 rushing touchdowns, 50 receptions for 450 receiving yards, and 4 receiving touchdowns. As a result, CH has now skyrocketed all the way into our top 10 running backs for 2020, coming in at number 7 for PPR formats. And all the while ahead of names like Joe Mixon, Derrick Henry, and Kenyon Drake. And with that being said, we can finally say from a pure projection and ADP standpoint that the hype is warranted for CEH. But let's go ahead and break this down a little bit further. Let's look at the LSU production that he had last year, because Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 1,414 yards, catching 55 passes for an additional 453 yards and a combined 17 total touchdowns. And keep in mind, this was against some stiff competition as LSU faced several top 10 teams on the season. And again, keep in mind that Clyde Edwards-Helaire was the only first-round rookie running back selected in this year's NFL draft, and in fact, the only first-round running back that Andy Reid has ever selected. And speaking of Andy Reid, well, he's known for the majority of his years when there hasn't been a running back by committee to put out fantasy relevant running backs. Just look at guys like Kareem Hunt, Jamal Charles, LaShawn McCoy, and Brian Westbrook. I mean, keep in mind that the last rookie running back to be featured for the Chiefs, aka Kareem Hunt, in his rookie year put up 1,300 rushing yards with 50 plus receptions for 455 yards and 14 total touchdowns. Those are insane numbers. In fact, in 10 seasons, Andy Reid's best running back has put up top 10 fantasy numbers in standard scoring. And that has to get you at least a little bit excited, a little bit more confident for CEH. Now, let's go ahead and look at the current running back depth for the Chiefs behind CEH, which includes DeAndre Washington, Darrell Williams, and Darwin Thompson. The most intriguing name here is probably Washington, as he's a guy that the Chiefs pursued in free agency and also had experience playing alongside Patrick Mahomes while at Texas Tech. In fact, Washington put together some pretty impressive numbers during that span, but let's not get ahead of ourselves, since the Chiefs did take Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round of the NFL draft for a reason. The bottom line is that CH is a well-rounded running back with a firm hold on the presumed number one running back spot in one of the best offenses in the NFL, led by the best quarterback in the league, Patrick Mahomes. So overall, keeping this short and to the point, our advice when it comes to CH is that he should be viewed as the number one running back in Kansas City. And that's extremely valuable. With that comes a likely top 10 fantasy running back finish across all formats with a bit of a higher ceiling in PPR scoring. And we would go ahead and endorse drafting CEH now towards the end of the first round or start of the second round with RB1 expectations on a high-octane offense. For some insurance, if you want to go ahead and get another Kansas City running back, we recommend DeAndre Washington at late rounds. CH will now likely be in line for that next great rookie running back season, similar to an Ezekiel Elliott, to a Leonard Fournette, or a Saquon Barkley. Let us know how you feel on the subject matter. How has this changed your mindset on CEH? How much more bullish are you on him? And how high are you okay in drafting him? Along with any other fantasy questions you guys might have, let us hear it in the comments section. And again, go ahead, as a quick reminder, check out the all-new and updated website at alldaypigskin.com. Get yourself a copy of the 2020 ADP Fantasy Football Draft Guide. All the details in the description. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button and subscribe. But in the meantime, we'll see you guys in future videos.